We're just a couple days away from the Grand Theft Auto Online Bikers update, and if you need to gear up with some GTA Online cash, be sure to check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mrbossftw Qna here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, today's Q&A video is going to be heavily dominated by what we're all expecting to release on Tuesday, and that is the Bikers update. So all the questions are going to be centered around that and a little bit more regarding the next couple weeks in Grand Theft Auto Online. So it should be a really good Q&A. If you guys want to get involved in the next one, all you have to do is go in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss when I'm looking for Q&A questions. And you guys might find yourself featured in the next video. So we're going to try and rapid fire as many of these questions as we can because I was asked so many and I don't want to make this like 25 minutes long. But of course, with out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, the first question that was asked by literally hundreds of you, and I can't include all of your question submissions in this video, but most of them had to do with where is the trailer, what happened to the DLC trailer, why did Rockstar not release a trailer with this, what do you think not having a trailer means for this update? And I'm going to be talking about that as the first question because that's obviously what so many of you guys want to hear about. And yes, it is very weird that Rockstar has not released a trailer for this DLC that's going to be coming out on Tuesday. I made an entire dedicated video to this in terms of what the scenarios might be. Now, granted, that was like 4 days ago, and obviously a lot of days have gone by, so we have obviously less opportunities for Rockstar to release a trailer. So there's always a possibility that it comes out tomorrow, Monday. There's always a possibility that there's a small one that releases on Tuesday, and there's always a possibility that Rockstar just doesn't release a trailer at all. Now, I do think this is strange because they've done trailers for all of the next generation DLCs, excluding like the surprise ones, so like Halloween and Christmas. So yeah, I do think this is weird. I think there's a couple different outcomes for this. Number one, maybe Rockstar just want this update to be more of a surprise. They obviously know the trailers give away a lot of the features and details and vehicles and content that are coming. So maybe they just had a change of heart and said, let's keep this as much of a surprise as we can. Or what I think is going to be the case is this update might be a little bit smaller than people think. And that's not a bad thing at all because there's a lot of content that's coming with this. We obviously have new vehicles, MC Clubhouses, a biker mechanic, new co-op and, gameplay opportunities that we're going to be able to do. So it's going to be an action-packed update on top of other things like clothing, weapons, and more. But I just don't think it might not be as large as something like Further Adventures in Finance and Felony or Executives and Other Criminals. So, like I said, that's not to say that this update will be bad in any way because I think it's going to be amazing. In Rockstar's eyes, it just might not have warranted a trailer. Like I said, there are so many different outcomes and so many different possibilities. I made an entire dedicated video to that. I'll try to include a link in the description. But so many of you guys wanted me to talk about where this missing trailer is. And honestly, I don't know any more information than you guys. Rockstar doesn't tell me anything. So I've got no clue where the trailer is. It could easily release tomorrow and all our questions will be answered. Or there might not be one at all. Who really knows? All right, the next question you guys hit me a lot with was the Halloween stuff. So there were a ton of questions talking about, is there going to be a Halloween DLC like we got last year? Do you know what's going to happen if we get Halloween content? What's going to be going on? So I figured that was the second biggest topic that you guys wanted to discuss. So let's get into some of those questions right now. So the big one, will we be getting a Halloween update this year? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not Rockstar. I don't have any insider information on there. But just based off of their patterns, I think it would be safe to assume that yes, we will be receiving a Halloween content this year. Now on Tuesday, all of our questions regarding that content will most likely be answered because my strong prediction is that yes, Rockstar is going to package hidden and secret content inside of the Bikers update, and I would like to take a guess that that content will be Halloween stuff. So the Bikers update is releasing in 2 days. I would imagine Rockstar would let that go for about a week or two, and then we will start to see the release of what I'm going to assume is new Halloween content. So here's my guess for the Halloween DLC. Rockstar will be bringing new content into the game, whether that's a new adversary mode, new clothing, new masks, new cars. I expect it to be a small amount of content, very similarly to what we got last year, and I also believe that Rockstar will once again unlock all of the content that came out last year. So the Frankenstein, the Lurcher, all the masks, the flashlight. I guess you can already get that right now, but they'll bring back all the Halloween content from 2015. Now, I've got a lot of ideas for what I'd like to see in a Halloween update, but I'm not going to make a video on that until we know the content that's going to be coming, and we won't know that until Tuesday. So I would find it very hard pressed that Rockstar would do a Halloween DLC last year that was so successful and then just totally not do one this year. That would be really shocking to me. So yes, I expect we're going to be hitting Halloween content. I think it's going to be similar to what we got last year, and I also believe that the content we got last year will be making a return in 2016. And if I had to take a guess, I would say that content would likely be released into Grand Theft Auto Online probably about a week or two after the Bikers update comes out, so that Rockstar can kind of build up the hype towards Halloween. All right, let's jump into some more questions now. We'll try and go into a little bit of a rapid fire mode. This first question comes from Josh. He tweets at me, do you think they'll come out with a new website for the bikes or use an existing one? So Josh, I actually hope they create a brand new biker site that includes all the bikes in the game, because right now the bikes are so spread out across the different websites. So some of them are located at the bottom of Southern San Andreas Super Auto, some are located at the top. There's a couple bikes on Legendary Motorsports. I just wish they would move all the bikes onto one site, especially with this update that's likely going to be adding a ton of motorcycles into the game. The exact amount, I'm really not too sure, but I think it would be nice if Rockstar created a biker website, because right now it is such a pain to try and navigate through all the different bikes. So yes, I think that would be a great idea. Once again, it all kind of depends on how they merge that with the biker mechanic. I'm assuming since Benny created like a new site, we'll probably get something for this, but of course, we'll find out on Tuesday. But yeah, that would make the most sense, at least from an organization standpoint. So that would be pretty cool. And one other thing I hope with the website redesign is that Rockstar will maybe allow us to purchase the rare motorcycles in this DLC. Someone tweeted at me, I think it was GTA 5 Daily. He said, like, what if we were able to purchase the Demon and the Bagger on the new motorcycle site? That could be pretty awesome as well, and it would be another great idea for Rockstar to do if they do end up redesigning the websites for vehicles. Our next question today comes from Erexity, who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar Games will bring a DLC like the Ballad of Gay Tony since they are bringing a Bikers update? That is a very good question. So yeah, if you want to think about it that way, the two DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 4, one was like a nightclub / nightlife DLC, and that was the Ballad of Gay Tony. The other one was, of course, Bikers, and that was the Lost and the Dam. So yeah, one of those two DLCs is being fulfilled. That would be awesome, man. I would love to see that kind of nightlife, nightclub aspect, kind of like neon Tokyo lights kind of theme in Grand Theft Auto Online. It'd be really cool. We've obviously got a lot of the elements in place that could work. There's like 5 or 6 different nightclubs in the game, believe it or not. There's more than just Bahama Mamas. There's Tequila La, there's like Cockatoos, there's a couple other places in the game that could easily be open if you wanted to do a nightclub nightlife theme. So yeah, that would be awesome. Obviously, I don't know if that's going to be next in online, but I would certainly love it if Rockstar did that before the end of the Grand Theft Auto Online DLC stop, because we've got all the elements in place, and obviously it was such a great DLC in GTA 4. Our next question comes from Tobias, who tweets at me, do you think we will ever be able to sell unused or unwanted property? So Rockstar have sort of an issue with allowing us to sell things other than cars. We can't sell Pegasus vehicles. We can't sell our yacht. We can't sell our CEO office. It seems like we're just not able to sell anything. And honestly, a lot of these things we buy should come with like a no refund sticker on there or something like that, because I know a ton of people to this day that don't use their yachts that would love to sell them and get $5 or $6 million back. I know a ton of people that don't use their CEO offices right now for whatever reason that would love to get $1 or $2 or $3 million back. So again, I think that would be an amazing feature if it was added into the game, especially with, of course, new clubhouses for our MC gangs coming. I don't understand why Rockstar doesn't make this a thing where we can sell properties. I mean, we can do it with cars, but we really can't do it with anything else. So yeah, that is kind of puzzling. Our next question comes from Quinn, who tweets me, do you think there will be biker gangs in the city as well as up in Sandy Shores? I'm assuming he's talking about where the clubhouse locations are going to be, and I sure hope that there's a good mix. Obviously, we know that there's going to be some up in Sandy Shores. That is obviously the most likely destination, but I hope there's like 1 or 2 in the city, 1 or 2 in Sandy Shores, 1 or 2 in Paleto Bay, Blaine County, maybe one that's like, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. I think that one would be pretty cool as kind of like an isolationist base. So yeah, I do think Rockstar is going to provide some good variety. I think there's many locations in the game that obviously suit a motorcycle clubhouse very, very well. So we will see. Hopefully they're not all in the city. Hopefully they're not all up in Sandy Shores. I would really like a nice balance right there. And that kind of ties in perfectly to another question we're going to be answering. This one comes from Shaft Plays, who tweets at me, do you think we will own more than one Clubhouses? So I'm going to say no, just based off of Rockstar's history with stuff like this. We obviously can't own more than one yacht. We can't own more than one CEO office. So I'd be hard pressed to believe that we'll be able to own more than one of these Clubhouses, really, because I guess in Rockstar's eyes, it doesn't make sense to. Although for me, I think it could make sense. Like if you wanted one in the city and then one up in the desert, that could be really useful for whether you're doing meets in the city or meets up in Sandy Shores or Blaine County. So hopefully Rockstar will understand that maybe you want to own more than one. I mean, no one is saying you have to own more than one, but I at least think the option should be there for maybe motorcycle crews that want to be expansive in more than just one part of the map. So yeah, I think that would be awesome. Hopefully Rockstar sees that too, and hopefully we will be able to own more than one Clubhouse. Another great segue into our next question, which comes from James C., who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar will add the option so players in Grand Theft Auto Online can customize their own biker clubhouse? So I think there's going to be a little bit of customization, James. At least I hope so. God, I will be very disappointed if there is not a single bit of customization and all these clubhouses look the same. The best case scenario, at least from what we've seen so far, is to have Rockstar make them like either the CEO offices, where there's like, 8 different options you can choose from, or the penthouse apartments where you can, once again, choose from like 8 different options. So some people have the same one just by default because they've chosen the same interior, but at a minimum, there needs to be an option to select from the different designs. That would be so cool, and if not, it will be very disappointing. Our next question comes from Ty Fergie, who tweets me, do you think we'll be able to store bikes in our clubhouses, or do you think they will just add a 6th garage? So best case scenario is we get both. That would be incredible. I don't know why Rockstar didn't allow us to save vehicles in our CEO office. Many of them have garages, so I don't understand why that doesn't make sense. So I'm assuming they're going to do the same thing here. You won't be able to store bikes in the clubhouses, even though logically that makes the most sense. I have no problem like sharing space with other people, but I don't know if just Rockstar has the ability to do something like that. And do I think they will add a 6th garage? Yes, I do. That is the rumor. We have not had a storable vehicle property added into the game in a while, so I really do think a new edition of that would be pretty amazing, and I know people are going to be very much looking forward to it. Our next question comes from Skull FC, who tweets me, do you think that in the Bikers DLC, there will be not just choppers, but all the bikes in GTA? I think there's going to be a good variety. I don't think there's going to be like every single bike underneath the sun in this update, but I do think there's going to be choppers, maybe a sports bike. We've already seen kind of like a trials bike that was in the game. So once again, I'm not entirely sure. It looks like the direction is going to be more so choppers, at least the majority, but who knows? Rockstar might surprise us with a super bike or a sports bike or a cruiser bike in there. So I hope the variety is nice just so they can reach a bigger audience and not just kind of focus on one segment of bikers. Moving on, our next question comes from Tyler. Tyler tweets at me, do you think the fee for bikers will be expensive as the Lowriders? So Tyler, I hope not, because I think that was one of the biggest downfall of Benny's, is having the price of customizing these so expensive. I think that's what made the Lowriders, not as popular with people, is because you took these $10,000 cars, and in order to get them the way you wanted to would cost you $1 million to $2 million, which I don't think is really fair. And for someone who wants to spend that much money, I don't think it's really fair either, because it just doesn't justify the price. So in my opinion, that could be the one downfall of bikers, is if the customization is just way too expensive in order for the mass people to enjoy it. All right, our final question today comes from Harvey, who tweets at me, what do you think of the GTA 5 Outlaws and Tuners trailer? So this was interesting. I got a lot of people tweeting me at this. Obviously, this was fan-made. I covered it in a video the other day. Believe it or not, so many people think this is real, the Tuners and Outlaws trailer. It was just a fan-made trailer, a very well-done trailer done by GTA Wise Guy. So once again, that is not an official DLC from Rockstar. I think it was an amazing job by him, but it doesn't mean that anything like that is going to be coming soon, and it doesn't mean that that's an official DLC. Just something really cool that was fan-made and fan-done. Very, very awesome, but obviously certainly not real. But anyways, those are all the questions that we're going to be tackling in this week's Q&A video. Sorry, guys. I know this was a long one, but we just had so many Grand Theft Auto Online biker questions to go over, and there was just a lot of stuff to touch on today before the DLC does come out in just a few short days. As always, if you want to get involved in the next one, go down in the description, follow me me on Twitter, and just use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions. You might find yourself featured in the next video. If you did go and enjoy this one, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.